Cecilia from Dallas, Texas, WTLN. Hi, Cecilia. Thank you for holding.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. What's going on?
I have a question.
Okay.
I have a son that has Down syndrome. He's 30 years old,
Hmm.
and he has a girlfriend that is 27 years old. They've been boyfriend and girlfriend for the past maybe 15 years.
Wow.
And her family and my family, we have made sure that we've always keep them connected, because to have a disability, it's really hard to connect, emotionally to other people, especially in a romantic way. So
Right.
it's been very important for us to keep them together.
Sure.
But the problem that I'm running into is that they want to get married. I mean, they really, really want to get married.
Now, why is it a problem? Tell us the reasons it's a problem.
The problem is because if we allow them to get married, I mean, personally, there's a lot of legal aspects of marriage besides the God mandates that come with it. That we understand the God mandate, but because there's a lot of legalities with marriage that they will not be able to handle, or that they will not be able to be accountable for each other legally because of their mentalities.
Like what? To give us a specific thing that you're afraid might happen.
Well, for example, like if I'm married to my husband, and if he falls ill in the hospital, I can sign his medical documents, or I can go to the bank for him, or I can make legal decisions for him. My son, because he has Down syndrome, and because his mind is maybe of a much, much younger child, for example, like maybe 5, 6, or 8, he doesn't have the ability to make those decisions legally.
So if you were asking the question, should we allow them to get married and go live independent lives without us being near and caring for them, I would say no. But if you can work hard together with the other, with her parents, about how could they be married, and yet we could still look after them and help them in the areas where they need the help, then I'd vote yes. What do you think, Dave? Jill?
I agree. I think that that kind of relationship is very fresh and special, and I think you're thinking like a typical parent of a typical kid, that once they married, I'm kind of out of the picture, But in this situation, you probably will never be out of the picture, and so with that recognition that we're still going to be involved, but these two people are going to be together, I think that's beautiful. I would be all for it.
There's lots of people with Down syndrome who have married, and it works out great. But there has to be some kind of conservatorship.
Yeah. Is there any other concern?
How about the legalities of it?
Well, like what?
Well, like the ones I mentioned, and we went one step further, and we spoke to our pastor at one of the pastors at my church, and he's against it.
Because?
Because of the same reasons why I'm saying, but I'm struggling internally.
Okay, kids, you're going to get married, but we think it'd be best if we maintain power of attorney. So.
Well, I'm my son's legal guardian because his mentality is maybe 5 years old.
Are you afraid that they're going to get pregnant and have another Down syndrome child?
Well, no. Well, that can be solved easily. We've spoken about that. I mean, his girlfriend would obviously get her tubes tied, because we want to avoid that. And it breaks my heart because they love each other so much. But
your son.
They want to get married because they want to have.
Hold on a second. Hold on, Dave.
They want to have a family. Well, that one's a little bit difficult, but.
No, they don't want to have a family.
They don't.
They don't. Okay.
They just want to be together.
Yeah, and why? I just think you're making these legal things much bigger than they are, because you'll still be his guardian, and her parents will be hers. But if they love each other, why take this away from them?
Yeah.
I just think that would be cruel.
Well,
really.
look how long they've been together.
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah. And what happens when you get too old to care for him? I mean, haven't you made plans for that?
Probably, yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so...
I've seen, there's been things on TV about couples like this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's beautiful. They just have an incredible relationship.
Yes.
Because there's just an innocence about it, and obviously they can't handle legal things that a
their whole
typical
lives
couple
are
would.
different.
Yeah.
So why can't they also be different but be married?
Yeah,
and just have the same kinds of things in place.
Yeah.
I think we're unanimous on that.
I think we are.
Now she's gone to her pastor, and so we're kind of countering her own pastor.
Yeah, we are, and I'm not sure.
Well, and he may be responding to her concerns, because yes, they are concerns.
Yeah, we don't like
but
to.
They're not insurmountable.
We don't like to go against pastors, but seems like to me, if there's either an underlying issue,
that we
or
don't know
it
about.
just hasn't been all thought through, and surely there's a way that those parents could come together and provide.
They
this
need to
for
come together and come up with a plan on how they can continue to do what
Yeah.
they're doing without being intrusive.
Might even
and
be
get the kids to understand that.
they live with us 6 months and you 6 months, or us 1 year,
Yeah,
you
the ones
1
I
year.
saw on programs were living on their own.
Really?
And, but it depends a lot on what their capacities are. Yeah.
All right.
Right.